Hi, my name is Alexis Hankerson, and today is December 24th, 2024, and I'm going to discuss Dion's disease. All right, so now we're going to first talk about the introduction. So, Dion's disease is a rare genetic disorder caused by a deficiency of lysosomal associated membrane protein 2, also known as LMP2. This protein is essential for proper functions of lysosomes, which plays a crucial role in digesting and recycling cellular waste. This disorder is inherited in an X-linked dominant manner, resulting in vascular cardiomyopathy and skeletal myopathy, and it tends to affect males more severely than females. It significantly impacts key metabolic pathways, notably the lysosomal autophagy process, where the LMP2 protein is crucial. It effectively LMP2 function and impairs autophagy, leading to the accumulation of autophagic vascicles in cardiac and skeletal muscle tissues. This disruption causes symptoms such as cardiomyopathy, muscle weakness, and intellectual disabilities due to compromised cellular activities and energy balances. Additionally, disease leads to mitochondrial dysfunction from impaired lysosomal degradation, impaired ATP production, especially in energy-demanding tissues like the heart and skeletal muscles. Although it is not a glycogen storage disorder, LMP2 deficiency may disrupt glycogen breakdown, causing abnormal glycogen accumulation and further cellular dysfunction. Overall, mutations in the LMP2 gene disrupt lysosomal autophagy, resulting in cellular waste buildup, energy metabolism issues, and pronounced effects on the heart, skeletal muscle, and brain. I also wanted to note that Dion's disease is not the result of failure in the cell cycle checkpoint. Rather, it stems from the defects of autophagy and lysosomal functions. I also wanted to note that it is not influenced from lifestyle habits, or recognizing epigenetic factors. While the disease itself is not caused by other conditions, it can result in secondary complications. All right, so is Dion's disease inheritable or sex-linked? Yes, it is both. So Dion's disease is primary heritable genetic disorder. It's caused by mutation in the LMP2 gene, which is located on the X chromosome. The gene is responsible for producing a protein crucial for the proper functions of lysosomes, which are cellular structures involved in waste processing and cycling. Additionally, Dion's disease is inherited in an X-linked dominant manner, meaning that males who have one X chromosome are typically affected more severely because they only have one copy of the X chromosome. Females with two chromosomes may have a milder symptoms or sometimes be asymptomatic, although they can still pass the mutated gene to their offspring. It affects, so if the affected parent is a male, he will pass the X chromosome to all the daughters and Y chromosomes to all his sons. As a result, all daughters will be inherited the mutated LMP2 gene and are likely to develop symptoms of the Dion's disease. But on the other hand, all sons will inherit the Y chromosome and will not be affected, as they do not receive the father's X chromosome. But if the mother has a mutation, then the offsprings have 50% chance of receiving the mutated gene, even though the female, or the daughter rather, would have more impacted of the disease rather than the sons. The daughter will be less impacted rather than the sons. So when we're looking at the functions that are impacted with Dion's disease, they affect several cellular functions, including lysosome degradation, autophagy leading to impaired breakdown and recycling of damaged cellular components. Additionally, mitochondrial functions is compromised, resulting in decreased energy production. Then this is within ATP and increased oxidative stress. Glycogen metabolism is also disrupted, causing an abnormal accumulation of glycogen, particularly in muscle and heart cells. This condition subsequently impacts its cardiomyocytes and muscle function, contributing to progressive heart muscle and hypertrophy and skeletal muscle weakness. And also cellular homeostasis is disrupted, leading to general accumulations of autophagic vesicles and increased cellular stress in affected tissues. So the organs that are affected is heart, skeletal, muscle, and brain. So the muscles become weak. Since the brain is infected, causes cognitive impairment. Heart gets thicker heart muscles, makes that weak. It also affects several critical body functions like cardio health, leads to cardiomyopathy or arrhythmia, heart rhythm disorders, also affects muscle function, resulting in skeletal muscle weakness and decreased energy. Neurologically, the disease can cause cognitive impairment, like I was discussing. And this is all because of the compromise of the lysosome functions that is currently being disrupted. Now, when we look at the healthcare providers that are involved in the care, so dietitians are involved, dialysis technologists, physical therapists, occupational therapists, and psychiatrists are all involved. So dietitians manage nutrients to enhance health, focusing on heart-healthy diets and ensuring the intake of such essential vitamins. Dialysis is involved to assist patients in experiencing kidney complications, even though this is very rare. Not much people with Dion's disease have dialysis problems. Physical therapy as well, help maintain mobility, quality of life, helps with exercise, range of motion. Occupational therapists as well, they help perform daily tasks and help with any modifications for safety. Psychiatrists may provide emotional support and coping strategies, fostering resilience in facing the disorder, as like being diagnosed with this could be very disheartening. And the genes that are involved is associated with the LMP2 gene, which has 9 exons and produces 3 isoforms. So there's LMP2A, LMP2B, LMP2C. Each serves distinct functions in different tissues. Mutations in LMP2 result in loss of function or absence of the LMP2 gene, leading to Dion's disease symptoms. Genetic testing is recommended for those that have a family history, as it can be inherited in the X-linked dominant manner, males being more so affected. And genetic testing includes targeting sequences and whole exome sequences, also known as WES, is vital for confirming a diagnosis and uncover the novel mutations. There also involves mutations of nonsense mutation, missense mutation, frame shift mutation, and large deletion. So nonsense mutation is a stop codon, and missense mutation results from a single base change of amino acids. Frame shift mutation caused by insertion or deletions of altering the DNA reading frame, and a large mutation may remove significant parts of the AMP2 gene, leading to a total absence of the protein. And these mutations disrupt autophagy and cause a backup of cellular waste in tissues such as the heart, skeletal muscles, and brain, leading to the cardiomyopathy, muscle weakness, and occasional intellectual disabilities. So when we're looking at treatments for them, so there's currently no cure for this disease. However, there are various treatments that are involved to manage symptoms and slow disease progression. They mostly focus on heart and muscle function. So they give cardiac medication, including beta blockers and ACE inhibitors. They also, because these type of individuals fall a lot, they give mobility aids such as canes, walkers, and wheelchairs to help with mobility. There's current research underway to explore gene therapy or enzyme replacement therapy aimed at correcting or replacing the detective gene. However, these treatments remain experimental and not yet widely available. It can be quite challenging to diagnose these types of individuals as they overlap with other types of heart conditions. And I also want to note that Dion's disease does require more than a traditional checkup. It has blood work and basic other routine checkups. It's not is not easy enough for them to diagnose these type of individuals. So there's currently no specific preventative technologists to halt the progression of Dion's disease, as it is a genetic disorder. But like I was saying, there's several strategies and technologies that can help manage the risk of transmitting disease, which I was just talking about, which is the enzyme replacement, the gene therapy, gene counseling, so then you don't transfer this disease over to your offspring. Although it won't prevent the disease, it empowers families to make informed decisions about family planning and reproduction options. Another option is pre-implantation genetic disease, also known as PGD. Is a reproductive technology used in conjunction in the IVF. This method causes embryos to are created through IVF as screening for the LMP2 protein before being implemented in the uterus. And this is for anyone that has high risk of transmitted Dion's disease. And the types of treatment methods that are available, like I was saying, anyone that has severe Dion's disease can have heart failure, so they can have a heart transplant, or also they can have LVAD. They can have any implant cardiac devices to help with their hearts, physical therapy, gene therapy, which are type of experimental treatments for them. So current research that being done. So the outlook of managing Dion's disease is continuously being optimistic. So while there's no cure, the focus remains on alternative symptoms, particularly those related to the heart complications. So researchers are actively exploring innovative therapies that can alter the course of this rare genetic disease. Management strategies primarily target severe heart issues. So when looking at a study by Greenberg, colleagues examined the safety of AAV9 LMP2B gene therapy in patients with Dion's disease. So in this phase 1, seven male patients were treated with the RP-A501 infusion, and all participants underwent a temporary immunodeleteriorary region that induced these types of treatments, and they all seemed like they were doing well, like their hearts were doing very well on this. And another research that was being done by that Chen was talking about was looking at the therapeutic potential of systemic transplanting vivo gene modified LMP2. So this is a stem cell type of treatment. And it was successfully engrafted in deficiency into macrophages within the heart, and it led to improvement in both cardiac system functions. And the mice were actually doing very well. They were testing this on mice, and they were talking about other stem cells therapies that were still actively trying to see if this helps with the heart as well. So that was my presentation, and these are my references. This is 1 page, 2 page, and this is the last page. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.